Hey, I'm going to show you how to graph this as a linear inequality. First thing you need to realize is it's the exact same thing that you've been doing. Don't get confused because there's a less than or a greater than sign. First of all, in order to remember which one's which, I always like to think that the less than sign actually looks like an L. You can actually write less with it. Okay, the greater than sign is the one that doesn't look like the L. Now, with these two, they're pretty naked, right? So we're going to use open circles and an open dashed line. And when you have less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, they're adding this. And if you have a problem remembering which one is which, if I take off this part, hey, look, I'm left with an equal sign. So when you see that one, you can notice that part of that is an equal sign, less than or equal to. Now these, since you added a line, you're going to add a solid dot and you're going to add a solid line. Okay? When you're doing this equation right here, the first thing you need to do is put it into y equals mx plus b form. And the way I told my students how to remember y equals mx plus b is your mama's ex-boyfriend. Your mama's ex-boyfriend. Now they seem to remember that quite easily now. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to minus the 3x from both sides in order to get my y value by itself. The point is to isolate the y. You just have to remember that the y has to remain on the left side and everything else has to go onto the right side of the inequality sign. This is the inequality sign. Okay, so this cancels out. We're left with negative 4y is greater than negative 3x plus 12. Alright, and just like when we had y equals mx plus b, we divide by a negative 4. Now, remember the rule, if you divide or multiply by a negative, that sign must flip. That cancels out. You're left with y is less than a positive 3/4 x minus 3. Alright, and to graph this, it's pretty simple. Let me see if I can draw a straight line. Alright. Okay, it's not the greatest straight line, and guess what? I have to move the camera down. It's not a great graph, but it'll do. I have my y-intercept is a negative 3, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. It's less than. Now remember my rule up at the top. It's less than, so it's an open circle. And I have a fat pen, so I don't have to make big circles. And then I'm going to go up 3 and over 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put another circle. And then I'm going to connect this with a dashed line. Now it's y is less than. The way I like to think about this is is the y, right? And this is the x. So if you're on the y, you take your pen and you follow the y line all the way down to the y-intercept, or where that line crosses the y. And you have to ask yourself, okay, what numbers are less than this point on this line? Well, it goes from negative 3, negative 4. Well, all those numbers are less than. So you would shade all this in here. Alright, I hope that helped. I know my shading isn't perfect, but this is not art class. So, I'll make it a little bit better so I don't get all those bad comments. Alright, well, I hope that explains linear inequalities a little bit better for you. I hope you understand it. Thanks for watching.